Perfect.
So, um, obviously, file new, and we can obviously have any name for this document. Okay. I'll talk about all the details as we proceed further. You can specify the dimensions. Okay. I'll talk about the bleeding, and I'll talk about these again next time. Okay. I'm not discussing them right now. Right. So we'll just stick to some parts today, and I want you to practice them. You practice some of my activities. I will try to make one logo with you. Okay, let's start. So let's say um, you want to make is exact circle or exact square. How do you do it over here? Well, let's just click on the rectangle tool, and I'll make the color black, and just click here. Once you click here, it tells you that which width do you want, which height do you want. Let's say this is the width and the height that I want. Okay, so I get this. Okay, or let's say if I click on this, and if I define over here, let's say I want 30, and I want 30 pixels by 30 pixels, which means I want is a square. So I get is a square. Then I click again, and I can type over here is let's say 50, and I can type over here is 50. Oh, sorry, and 50. So I get again this. You can obviously change the color of this to any color you may want. Same way, just like in Animate, you can have the border, the boundary, the border color. You can increase the thickness of that as much as you may want to. Obviously, the good thing about your vector-based software is that if you zoom in, like if you press Control Plus, you can see is I don't see it getting pixelated because it's not a bitmap-based software. It's a vector-based software. Okay.
But the shapes are based on mathematical positions on the canvas, geometric positions on the canvas.
Absolutely, the mathematical calculations. That's why. By default, we will be saving this in either AI, and the most generic file format is either SVG or EPS. SVG is the most generic file format. Okay, so we can provide the examiner as SVG or with EPS. They will tell us in which we have to do. In case if the examiner does not say and just says that you have to save it in a vector-based file format, I would prefer saving it in a SVG file format, which is more generic. Okay, in that particular case. Okay, right. Adesh, can you see my screen here? Why is it so? Is it stuck? Hold on. Is it?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Okay. I think you cut out for a second, but it's fine.
Okay, so let me just delete this.
It's fine now.
Same way we can have is an elliptical tool, a circle. If I click on this, I can type over here is let's say 30, and obviously is 30. In that case, I get is a circle, and obviously I can reduce this a bit. So same way we can make circles, rectangles, okay, rounded, polygon, star. In case of a star, let's say I can click over here. I can tell I want as a star with this much radius, and how many points do you want? 5, you get 5. You want 8, 6, you get 6. So on and so. So these are the multiple shapes that you can obviously make. Just click on the delete command to delete them. You have layers exactly the way you have in Photoshop. Okay, you can see over here is if I open up the layers, I have the layers. Okay, right. So let's proceed further. Let's say what I want to make is I will select from here is an elliptical tool. I'll make it a circle, and then I'll do is I'll make another circle, and I'll make this as 50 by 50. Very good. So you have to. What I'll do is I'll just simply cut this and paste it back, and I'll place it here. Now let's say I want something like a donut. How do we do that? Let me change this just the color of this. So how do I cut through this? Well, for that what we'll do is there's something known as a Pathfinder over here. Okay, it's already open, the Pathfinder. In the Pathfinder, you have different options. Like I said, as we proceed further, I will keep on discussing these things again and again. So you have Unite, you could join them together. Obviously, I don't want to do that. Where's my controls? So if I want to, I will talk about this arrangement in the next class, not today right now, because I want to discuss this in detail, okay? How to align them properly. Then we have is minus the front. So I can click on that. You see I get the minus the front, which means now this is basically transparent.
Yep.
Or I could do is intersect. This would be more clear if I separate this in this way. Let me do it. Right? That's intersect. That's minus the front. This is unite. So that's how you unite. Okay. And then you have is exclude. Okay. So you can exclude the part which is being united. So yes, as you proceed further, you will get acquainted with all these options and you will remember, oh yeah, I go to Pathfinder and I can cut it out. Okay. So we could even make this, let's say want to make something like a crescent or something, we can make a crescent. There we go. All we do is we select this and you will remember, oh yeah, I can minus the front and I can make a crescent like this. And obviously I can make this as or I can 0 even, or I can just make it reduce it. I have a crescent over here. So this is how we can work with a Pathfinder. So the first part, the how to work with the shape tools and the Pathfinder. The next topic that I'll discuss today with you is the pen tool. And frankly speaking, pen tool is one of the most important tool, I would say. And you will be using it again and again. What is the pen tool? Okay. For the pen tool, obviously, the first thing that you will remember is that I need to make the inner as a none. I'll make it as none. So the inner is as none, and I'll make my pen as black. And let's say I'll make it as 2. So none. And my outer is black, and my stroke that I have, the thickness of my pen is 2. So let's click on the pen tool. I'll click here, and I'll click here. I'll not let it go. I'll not just click and leave it. Now what you'll see is, if I drag it, I can make as a curve. You see, I can make as a curve. Very interesting, very interesting. So I can leave it here, and then I can come here. Here you go. I can leave it, I can come here. And I can come here and I can make different shapes like this. See, here you go. I can make some multiple shapes this way with the pen tool. After I've done that, obviously, with the pen tool, I could select this entire thing and I could recolor it in any way I want to. Okay, so like you have to note down how to practice it. Well, at times you may find this bit not convenient in many cases, because let's say if I have to make a shape, if I click here and if I click here and then I click here, I click here and I click here and I click here, right? Fine. What you can do is if I click here and if I click here, if I press Alt, if I press the Alt key, what will happen now is, you see, I can bring this back. Now, the advantage of this will be, now, so by pressing Alt, that curvy thing will be eliminated by pressing Alt. You have to press Alt and go back. I'll do it again for you. What I mean to say is, if I click here and if I click here, now I somehow I want to make there's a point thing. So how do I do it? How do I can't let it go. So I repeat again, there are 2 alts on our keyboard. One is the left alt key and one is the right alt key. I'm referring to the left alt key, Adesh. The left alt key. So I press the left alt key. While I'm holding the left alt key, I can actually, what's wrong with the alt key? Once I'm pressing the alt key, I can go back. See, I can go back. And now I will be able to have control over it. Otherwise, I won't have it. Okay, so you will be needing this sometime when you make a logo or something. I'll just make a logo with you after a while. Okay, and then like I said, a pen tool will keep on using pen tool again and again. Let me again refer to the pen tool. Why is it important? Well, let's say if I make a shape over here, this way, let me make one shape like this. Click here, I click here, and I click here. Fine. In pen tool, you have, or here's a pen tool, add anchor, delete anchor. Now, what do I mean by this? If I click on add anchor, I can add different points over here. You can see these dots. I can add as many dots as I want to. Well, why would I add these dots? Using your direct selection tool, the white arrow, I can click on these dots and I can pull them wherever I want to. That's what the direct selection tool will help me to do. Okay, but in order to do that, I need to first add anchor points. Okay, like in Flash, we had everything pixelated. It's not the case over here. I need to add the dots, then I can do it. So we need to add the anchor points, and then we can drag them on and reshape our shape any way we may want to. So add anchor point with the pen tool, right? Adesh, I am randomly going a bit faster because I know you can digest these things. We'll come back again and again. So when we will design
Definitely.
when we will design 10 to 12 logos, you will have a lot of practice of it. Okay, and you will tell me, I did it with this thing. Do you have a better way of doing it? And I'll tell you, yeah, I can think of a better way. Okay, remember, I might make a logo different way. You might make a logo different way. Because in Illustrator, there are lots of ways of doing it. Okay, right. So I'll just delete this. Why? Because I want to discuss the anchor tools, the delete and the add more. Let's say if I make a circle over here. Let me just fill it with yellow. Fine. Now, the interesting thing over here is, then what is the delete anchor point? Well, in a circle, you see I have 4 anchor points. As you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 makes a circle. And if I want to delete this anchor point, let's see what will happen. Obviously, it makes this kind of shape. And if I delete this anchor point, what will it do? It will make this shape. And if I delete this anchor point, what will happen is, I have no shape at all. I have deleted all the points. And this is why we can say that these are the mathematicals, like you said, mathematical points defined on the screen. That's what we're doing. Anchor points are that. So by deleting all this is where I end. And the same manner, let's say if I make is a rectangle, there we go. And if I delete this, what happens? I make a triangle. And now what if I want to make it a shorter triangle? What do I do? I can do what is, I can, let's say, if I do this, obviously I'll delete it. If I add an anchor point over here, I'll make this sort of shape. So if I add an anchor point over here, let me add an anchor point over here, and let me go to delete anchor point. Let me delete this one. I get something like this. So obviously I have to think over. When I'm making something, I can think, okay, you know what? I can add an anchor point over here, then I can delete this, and I'll come up with this shape. So we have to think before we do something. And while you practice it, you will be able to think it very, very fast. It's not a big deal. That's how you work with the delete and the add anchor points. Okay, right. The last point that I'm discussing with you today is that I'll recap everything that we have discussed. Like I said, I can keep on continuing. I can discuss a lot, but we have to keep on practicing as well. For example, if I use my pen, and let me make this transparent, none. And let's make a wavy thing over here. I click here, I make a wavy thing. I come here and I make a wavy thing, right? And I want over here is some text to be typed, right? So I'll select from here is not the type tool, the type on the path tool. Okay, I'll click on the arrow. Once I get this, I will type over here is okay. Learning Illustrator is easy. So you see, it's following that particular path. So whatever path you have, not only this, even if you have is a circle and you want your text to follow that, you can simply type it over here, and obviously you can type in whatever you may want to. It will follow that path. So that's how you make your text follow a path. Yes or no, dear? Now, on our website, there are some activities over here. Not this one, this one. So we have is 7, 8, 9. Let me see which I can do with you. 7. Obviously, I can make this one with you. Okay. Should I make this one?
Sure. Doesn't seem too difficult.
Huh?
Doesn't seem to be too difficult. I think I should be able to do it.
It's not very difficult. It's not very difficult. So, but I have to remember. Right. So let's do it. Let's use the pen tool. Let's try to use the pen tool and make it black and fine. So let's say I can click here. This is the best thing, this was available after your CS6 version. Okay, it tells you how much pixels you are from the first point, and the yellow line tells you how straight you are. So I can click here, I can come here, and while I'm here, I can simply have this. Now I can press the Alt because I don't want to leave it here. I can press Alt, come back. How was it? Yeah.
Couldn't you also like make an oval shape and then cut that out of an arrow using the Pathfinder?
Right now? Yeah, right now I'm just using the pen tool.
But another way to do it would be to cut like an oval using the Pathfinder out of an arrow.
Yeah, we can even do it that way. That's also fine. You're right. So, oh, sorry. Oops, not straight.
I think it needs to be below the curve.
The line didn't come in. Anyway, we could simply do is now just copy this. We could paste this, and we could right click. After copy pasting, we would say transform and reflect. We could reflect this. After reflecting this, we get is this. Now the important thing is obviously not that. How to make this thing? Well, we can make that as well. How can we make that? Okay.
You can make use the ellipse tool, but have the width less than the length.
Absolutely. I could make this, and but you know what? This is a bit sharp from here. You can see it's sharp. So
Maybe use the pen tool then.
you can also use the pen. Okay, right. When you practice, you can try the pen tool. Okay. You just let me try for it with some other.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll make is no, not this, not this. So what I'll do is now is I'll make it. And right. So again, Pathfinder, and we can use is this one minus the front, and we need to have is these lines. So no problem. Control C, Control V. Control C, Control V. And how many do we have? Okay, fine. I can leave it here. I can select this and I can do the same thing. We get this. And then I simply do the same thing. Copy, paste it, right click, transform, and reflect. Plus, and you know what? Oh, hold on. It's not exactly the way I want it. We could even select this and group it. We can even group it. Now it's grouped into one. It's one object now. It's not separated. And obviously, I could now. Oops. But the final problem is this way. What happened? Where did that go?
I think you just zoomed in too much. I think if you make it big again, then the gaps will come back. Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
gaps, I think, are too small.
It's too small. So I need to. You're right. Pen tool would have been better anyway. If you would have tried pen tool. Right. We can also we could have also tried with pen tool. There's this 8 as well. Okay, 7, 8, 9. These are in the ALL activities. These are initial activities. This one as well. Can you try this?
Yeah, I can try it.
And there's this one as well. This is probably easy one. Okay. These are quite basic, and they're also these. Maybe I will do them with you. Illustrator activity 01. Let me just show you. Yeah, for initial practice, this is really good. Why don't you do this first? Okay, this till maybe okay. Let's say if you're not comfortable with any one of this, you can let me know, and I will do it with you. With pen tool, whatever you can try with. You can do this. You can do with pen tool. You've done this. You can. How will you do this? Remember? You can.
I will use a circle and a smaller circle and use the transform tool.
You can also do that, and you could even do is I could use have a circle. Come on, not a circle. And what we could do is add anchor point. Maybe add one anchor point here, and add one
yeah, that's
here.
also.
And probably using this, I could pull it down. Something like that. I don't know. When you like you said, try that as well. So we can come up with something like this, right? A short before the next class. No problem if you have a little problem in all of them. I will do one by one with you. Okay.
I know.
I'll discuss with you. Initially, obviously, there's a lot, but I believe we should practice with more of activities first before I carry forward with more advanced tools. Right? It's easy software, by the way. It's easy than Photoshop.
Yeah. It's that.
But very important. 20-25 marks question comes from this. We need to go with this. I mean, you should be able to make a logo. If you make a logo in 20 minutes, it's perfect. In this,
okay.
Right? Okay, dear. See you class. Hope you have Illustrator.
I just had a question. In terms of the syllabus, are we on track to finish on time? No problem.
Listen, dear, we have done Photoshop, we have done animation, okay,
Yeah.
and now we do Illustrator, okay. Now these three modules, they are half of P4.
Okay.
Okay, then you have JavaScripting. Probably you are good at Java scripting, and then we are left with mail merge and automation. Your P4 is complete.
So it's not. So that how long will it take to complete all that?
Automation and mail merge will need 1 month.
Okay.
Okay, with our pace, and then we are left with theory. Frankly, for theory, 1 month is quite lot enough, but we need to practice. So I believe, according with our pace, in next 2 months we'll be done with the syllabus.
Okay, so that's reasonable.
Yeah, and then
So it'll be done by September.
We'll be done by September, surely. We need to practice. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, dear. See you then.
See you.
Okay. Bye.